Medians of a triangle. A median is a segment from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. Centroid is the point of concurrency of the three medians of the triangle, and it's always inside of the circle. Special properties of the centroid. The medians of a triangle intersect at a point that is 2/3 of the distance from each vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So let's take a look at that special property visually. So from the vertex to the centroid is 2/3 of the length of the median. And from the centroid to the midpoint is 1/3 of the length of the median. And to make it easier to see visually, we just start out by just breaking that median up into 3 sections, 3 1/3. Example 1. P is the centroid of triangle QRS. If RP is 12, find the length of PT and RT. So I'm going to begin by taking a look at this line segment. Well, first we can go ahead and label RP equals 12. So this is RP and this is 12. But before I try to figure out anything that is asking me, I want to go ahead and label, or break the line segment up into thirds. So we already know that this is 1/3. And then this breaks up into 2/3. Okay, 2 1/3. All right. So now that we have our 3 sections on this side, let's take a look at 3 sections on this side now that we know a value. So how would we break this 12 up into 2 sections? What would that be? So if we were to break this up into 2 sections, well, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So this would be 6 and this would be 6. So we know that 1/3 of the median is 6. So that means that this portion is 6 as well. Now that we've labeled our figure, we can go ahead and answer the questions that we're being asked. So to find the length of PT, we have identified that to be 6. And to find the length of RT, which is the entire length, is 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 18. Example 2. P is the centroid of triangle QRS. If RT is 75, find the length of RP and PT. So the first thing I'm going to do is label the information that I'm given. So I'm told that RT is 75. And before I even move forward, I want to break my median up into thirds. Okay? So we know we have 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, with this portion here being 2/3. Okay, so what we want to do, since we know the entire length is 75, and we know that we can break this up into thirds, we want to break this 75 up into thirds. So what's 75 divided by 3? 25. So that means that 25 plus 25 plus 25 will give us 75. And now that we've broken this up into thirds, we can easily answer what we're being asked. So what's the length of RP? RP is here. So 25 plus 25, that is 50. And the length of PT, that is 25. All right, and finally, example 3. P is the centroid of triangle QRS. If PT is 20, find the length of PR and RT. So I'm going to first label the information I'm given. Okay, and then we're going to break our median up into thirds. Okay, so 1/3 is 20, which means that each of the other thirds will be 20. So to find the length of line segment PR, that will be 20 plus 20, which is 40. And RT which is the length of the entire line segment, is 20 plus 20 plus 20, which equals 60.